super high DR backlinks, completely free, using one of the methods that's worked for me. Now, this is based on a question that we just got 13 minutes ago. Jumped on it straight away just to help you. And you can see the question is, hello, sir, I want links only free. Got to be specific on that. High DR or high DA. We like the sound of that. Millions of traffic. Can you make a video on it? Yes, I can. I'm here to help you. And so we're going to get straight into this on exactly how to get backlinks with millions of traffic for free. And the first method that I'm going to pull up right here is a backlink that I received from Forbes.com. Now, you can see that this website literally gets 62 million traffic. So it fits the criteria of getting millions of traffic. Didn't pay a single penny for the backlink that I received, so it was completely free. And it's a DR94 website. So it fits all the categories, right? Number one, it's free. Number two, high DR. Number three, millions of traffic. And of course, if you scroll down on this particular page, what you'll see is that we actually have a backlink to my post. Let me just pull this up right here so you can see that I'm mentioned in this paragraph on Forbes.com, and you can see a cheeky little backlink to my page right there, right? Now, I'm going to break down exactly how I received this backlink, how to emulate it yourself, and the whole process step by step, just to help you. And if you have any questions as we go along, feel free to ask them. If you're watching the replay on this, feel free to leave a comment. Maybe I'll answer your question next as well. And by the way, this is a live stream. This is not like a pre-recorded message. As you can see, the comment was only posted 13 minutes ago. This is me, Mr. Goldie, live on the channel right now. So how do you do this? Well, basically, if you reverse engineer the backlink, and I've built thousands of backlinks across the internet, some super high DR, some free, some getting millions of traffic, etc. And what you can see is that essentially with this method, I just got featured for talking about trending topics. And this is one of my best strategies for getting backlinks for free from sites with millions of traffic. Why do I do this? It's simply because these sort of sites, right? These sites like Forbes, etc., they need news. They need a constant inflow of news, right? And also they're looking to feature the latest and craziest stuff. And so if you're talking about the latest and craziest stuff in an interesting way that engages people, that gets a lot of attention, then of course they're going to feature you, right? And then it's just a case of looking out for the right opportunities when you see these opportunities come along. So I can tell you now, for example, Jodie Cook, who actually wrote this article, she's obviously an author at Forbes.com. And she has access to these sites where, you know, she can post an article, they probably get edited before they get posted, etc. But essentially, when you're using this method to build backlinks, I actually joined a networking opportunity called dynamitecircle.com, right? And it's not a free network, right? You do pay for access, but you get access to a lot of cool stuff, like, for example, masterminds, networks, events. There's loads of entrepreneurs pretty much in every single area around the world. And essentially, when you're using a process like this to join a network like this, you're going to get access to people who can edit websites like Forbes.com, for example, right? And so just to reverse engineer the process and how it works step by step. Number one, talk about trending topics in your industry. If you're the leader at the front of the pack, then you'll get a lot more respect and people will pay a lot more attention to you than if you're at the back of the pack and you're just following people, right? So I see the world as having two types of people. This is something I learned from Alan Soltanich, which is you have the leaders, right? The guys and girls who are talking about the latest trends, the latest crazy stuff right now. For example, like just today, I talked about this case study from yesterday, which is that Gemini 1.5 Pro is the GOAT of AI, according to LMSys, right? Made a video about it right there. And that was like breaking news for the industry. Same last week, as soon as SearchGPT came out, woke up 8 a.m. in the morning, and then 9 a.m. I had a video published on it, right? And so I'm leading the pack when it comes to that information, whereas most SEO agencies are on cruise control, falling behind and not really doing much about trying to advertise their business and get themselves out there, right? And so you can either be a fast follower, aka you follow people quickly, or you lead the pack and you talk about trending topics. And if you want to get backlinks from sites with millions of traffic, you want to be a leader that can attract a lot of attention, like we're talking about right now. And so that's one of the best processes. Talk about trending topics every single day. publish blogs, publish videos about these topics. I don't just publish videos. For example, you'll see my video that just came out today, a few minutes ago, about how I rank multiple times for the same keyword, for example, YouTube videos, and for example, with my LinkedIn posts as well, right? And what you want to do is publish as much content as you can on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on Facebook groups, etc., that advertise you, right? And so that's the whole process. And so when you're talking about these trending topics, you're going to get attention. Now, if you can join networking groups like, for example, the Dynamite Circle, I don't think I'm a member anymore, but previously I was a member, and because I was a member, I could get access to authors like, for example, the author of this article, Jody Cook, right? Now, the reason that I actually got featured inside this article is not just because I'm a member of Dynamite Circle, but also because I responded to one of her tweets where she said she was looking for contributors to her article on ChatGPT and how entrepreneurs are using it, right? And so, number one, making sure that you talk about trending topics. Number two, joining networking groups where you can contact journalists and actually get access to them. And number three, just jumping on the opportunities when you see them, right? So, for example, I'll give you another example of how I capitalized on an opportunity from the Dynamite Circle, right? I actually spoke at Dynamite Circle Bangkok last year, right? Performed twice in one day, probably spent about 3 hours public speaking that day. It was crazy. And I put myself forward to speak at that event, right? And so when you're doing stuff like that, you're getting featured, you're at the front of the pack, you're being seen as a leader, you automatically have authority and status. And if you have authority and status, people are much more likely to feature you inside their articles, like you can see, for example, this one, right? And it's just a proven formula time and time and time again, right? I can show you some other examples, like, for example, if we look for a couple of articles where I was featured on cloudways.com, which is one of the biggest hosting services in the world. Again, I think they get millions of traffic. Again, I didn't pay for this backlink, but it's a super high DR website. So if we go onto the site, you can see it's a DR90 website. It's getting 213,000 traffic. So it's not quite at the millions mark, but it's doing pretty well. And again, this was a free backlink that I received from their site because I was seen as the authority on e-commerce SEO, right? And if you can emulate the same process as me, then you can follow the same footsteps and basically get as many backlinks as you want using the same process. Boom. And let's call out some of the comments. So we got Minute Sensei says, why don't you reply? This is pre-recorded. I'm not at the point yet where I'm pre-recording YouTube live. So thank you very much for asking the question, but this is 100% live. Helene says, do you ever sleep? And I would say I sleep actually pretty well. And that's why I have the energy to do this sort of stuff. Like I slept about probably 8 or 9 hours yesterday. So yeah, I just love what I do and I love talking about stuff like this. Sandeep says, will high DR sites like Forbes accept our links with low DR, even though we've included quality content? It's really about just being seen as the authority, right? If you can position your status as up here and not down here with everyone else who's competing in your industry, then all of a sudden, because you have a lot of status and a lot of authority in your niche, you have a much higher chance of being featured in the process, right? And again, I've shown you 2 different examples of how to get free backlinks from DR90 websites with proof that they've actually featured me and linked to me, right? I could show you many more, but that would go beyond the time that we have inside this video. Minute Sensei says, please do follow free guest post site. My website is about driver's education. Can I make 100 backlinks without money? So, all right, number one, I don't use guest posts to get backlinks. I'll tell you why, right? The main reason that I don't normally build guest post backlinks is because I think they look unnatural, right? And the reason for that is because it's very obvious it's a guest post. And so instead, what I prefer to do, and this is how like viral websites get backlinks anyway, is to get backlinks within content naturally from other sites to them, right? So they get mentioned, they get, linked to, they get featured within these articles. And because they're doing that, the backlinks and the traffic go up as a result naturally. And so I want to emulate the most natural process that I can when it comes to link building, which is why I don't use guest posting instead. Why for our clients, we use stuff like, for example, link inserts or PR link building, etc. And so what I'd recommend is, yes, you can get backlinks for free, but you have to put in the work, right? Link building is not an easy process. It takes a lot of work. That's why so many clients hire us for link building, because it requires so much energy creatively and also time, energy, and also a lot of resources, right? This is not something you get right first time overnight. So that's basically the process. Wouldn't recommend guest posts. Waste of time if you ask me. I don't use them for any process when it comes to link building. So I've answered all the questions today. I've answered how to get backlinks from sites with millions of traffic for free from high DR sites. I've shown you proof of 2 different case studies and exactly how it works. And Nina asks, do backlinks make sense on brand new sites or rather later? So I actually have a few case studies inside the SEO Elite Circle. These are private case studies, right? And if we go into the classroom right here, you'll see the private case study section, links in the comments and description to the SEO Elite Circle. But basically inside the course, inside the SEO case study section, I showed multiple different new sites building backlinks, exactly how they got backlinks with low DR, with no one knowing them, with no branding, etc., with very low budgets as well. I show exactly how to do that using this process. Now, inside this SEO Elite Circle, what you're also going to find is a link building section right here, which you can use to get backlinks based on what's working for me and based on the processes, right? So if you want to get free backlinks, if you want to get backlinks on brand new sites, if you want to get backlinks now, then that's the whole process and exactly how you can do it. And that's basically it. So if you have any more questions, feel free to post them whilst we're going along. But I just want to show you quickly how to get backlinks from sites that get millions of traffic from high DR sites and how exactly it all works. I'm all about giving value and answering the question as quickly as possible to help you. Minute Sales Sensei says, what's the estimated revenue for 100K USA views per month from AdSense? I'm going to give you a very harsh opinion here, but it's because I don't want you to waste your time, right? So I care about your results, Minute Sensei. I care about everyone's results on this channel. If you are trying purely to monetize with AdSense, you're wasting my time. You're wasting your time and you're wasting my time, right? I'll tell you why. Because there's 10 to 20 different other monetization methods that you can use to make more money with way less traffic, right? As an example of that, there are some members of this community that only get like 100 or a few hundred views per month, right? They're not that focused on SEO, but they make thousands of dollars because they're not worried about views. They're worried about how they can convert that traffic into money. And that's a whole different level of thinking, right? Because if you're trying to focus on volume, then you're not really going to make that much money. And I'm going to show you an example of this, right? So for example, if you look at my YouTube channel, and we'll pull up the stats right here, and we'll pull up the lifetime stats in a second once it actually loads. But if we pull up my YouTube channel, you'll see that I got 3 million organic traffic from YouTube, right? And over that period, I don't know why the analytics is taking so long. Over that period, we've made like literally, I want to say like $20,000, something like that, off the ad revenue. Let me open this up and see. Yeah, $32,000, right? So we've had 7.9 million views over time, and we've only made 32,000 revenue. Now that's when we're talking to business owners who have a lot of money to spend, who are probably, in the top percent when it comes to an audience and how much money they have, right? And so if that audience requires 7.9 million views to make $32,000, then trying to compete or trying to make your money off AdSense is a total waste of time, right? It's absolutely not worth it, right? What you want to do instead is focus on the economics of your business, right? As an example of that, you'll see inside the SEO Mastermind, inside the SEO Elite Circle, which you'll find link in the comments description, you'll see the conversion rate optimization section right here. And inside this conversion rate optimization section, I show you how to sell high ticket services, how to sell info products based on, how I've built a multi-7-figure business with info products, how to build email lists that actually generate revenue, and how to make money with affiliate links. Now, these 4 things right here will make you far more money than AdSense put together, right? Even if you get 7.9 million views. So don't waste your time with that. And yeah, I don't want you to waste your time. Let's have a look at the next question, which is, I've emailed websites to include my links on updated topics, but my new tech site with 0 DR was ignored. What are some good alternatives for building backlinks? I've already shown you 2 different ways to build backlinks today, using basically by just talking about trending topics every single day. Post YouTube videos, post content regularly about the latest topics, and build yourself up as a leader, right? Now, when my old site didn't have much traffic, much DR. When nobody knew me, I was still getting high DR backlinks. You can see that I published the book Link Building Mastery years ago. And back then, nobody knew me or knew my name or knew my brand or anything like that, right? But I still managed to build those high DR backlinks. So don't let the belief that because I've got a zero DR website, I can't get backlinks. That's just wasting your time, right? And it's a limiting belief that's going to hold you back. So instead, focus on what you can control, right? Can you control publishing more videos? Can you control publishing more content? Absolutely. Is that going to get you more backlinks if you talk about trending topics? If you position yourself as a leader in your industry? Absolutely, right? And so that's what I'd recommend. Works for high DR sites, works for low DR sites. You'll see an example inside the SEO Elite Circle of how I actually took a brand new site, literally started it, I would say around March the 10th this year. And I took it from like 0 DR to DR49, right? With free backlinks. And I showed the exact process for doing that inside the private case studies inside the SEO Elite Circle. So if you want to learn exactly how I did that, I can't obviously show it on YouTube because it's a little bit risky showing that sort of stuff publicly. But if you go inside the SEO Elite Circle, you'll see that process right there. So that's pretty much it. Thanks so much for watching. I've answered the question. I got onto that question pretty quick, but I know it's a question that everyone wants to learn about and everyone's asking about. And if you do want to check out what I'm talking about, which is the SEO Elite Circle, you'll find the link inside the comments description. It's only $1,000 a year, so it's pretty cheap. That's less than $100 a month, and it will make you far more than that, right? Additionally, it will come with live coaching once per week, one-to-one onboarding calls, direct messaging with me directly, and it comes with weekly action plans, SEO case studies, access to the SEO boardroom for free. You also get access to all of these different sessions, including over 100 different SOPs. You get new guest coaching sessions, my SEO 1-minute wonders if you want to learn quick hacks to rank your website quickly. Additionally, you get some free SEO tools, as you can see right here. These are worth like $2,500 in themselves. Member-only meetups. So we'll be running a meetup, for example, at Chiang Mai SEO conference this year, which is where I'm speaking this year. Plus, you're going to get tons of courses right here, including my SEO systems course, my SEO agency roadmap, YouTube SEO roadmap, how to white label link building, my best lead generation methods that are working for me right now. And yeah, you can see all the sort of good things that people have to say about us right there. So link to that is inside the comments and description. Appreciate everyone who's watching. I've answered every single question on this call today and hope to see you on the next.